Imagine buying a house that you'll split into 3 units. You live in one of them and you rent out the others, and then you're living in it pretty much rent-free. Sounds amazing, but of course, coming up with the capital to get this done in the first place was always the biggest roadblock. But we think it's actually going to make a comeback, and it's all thanks to this new government-backed program where CMHC will finance pretty much the entire project. It's honestly pretty insane, and we'll dive into why we think we're probably going to see a house hacking revival in this video. But before we do, don't forget, if you find this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more Toronto real estate investing tips, and if you want to chat one-on-one, you can always book a call with us. What we talked about in the beginning is actually coined house hacking. And even though it does make sense on paper, practically getting it done was much tougher because you not only need to come up with the down payment for the purchase, but you'll also need to foot the bill for the renovations up front too, and that ends up being the make or break factor. But now things are changing and CMHC is coming in to help fund the projects up front. So now with this new CMHC insured mortgage, you can now cover almost, if not all, of your renovation costs by getting financing for up to 90% of the finished home's value. Now check this out. Instead of needing $90,000 for the down payment and closing costs to buy a $900,000 house in Toronto and put in $150,000 to split into 3 units, which means you'll need $240,000 upfront in capital, you'll now only need less than half of that at $110,000 with this new program, which really opens the doors for so many people. Here are some extra notes on the program. The finished home must be valued at under $2 million. No Airbnbs are allowed, and it kicks off January 15th of 2025. It's actually not just for house hackers. This program also applies if a family member is living in the existing house too. So I feel this could end up opening a window for more birds too. So what's the goal here? Well, it looks like the government is really trying to promote that missing middle density. The idea is that the more units and rental options we have, the better we can tackle the rising rents. But just note that this does not make home ownership more affordable, and probably the opposite will happen. We'll see nicer and potentially bigger homes, more units, higher rents, and that's going to prop up higher property values. Honestly, it's a little bit crazy to think about how this might shake up the freehold market in Toronto, but only time will tell. One thing's for sure, single-family homes in Toronto are going to be a lot more attractive. You can get in with similar capital compared to condos, but you end up with bigger, better cash flowing assets that have value add potential too. And there's only so many single-family homes available, and if demand keeps rising, you can probably see prices go up much quicker than average prices. So if you want to learn more about how house hacking works, how this new CMHC financing program makes it way easier for house hackers, or you just want to look for the best house in Toronto to make this happen, you can connect with us. We're a real estate sales brokerage that specializes in multiplexes in Toronto. Whether you're interested in buying one that's ready to rent out or you want to buy a house that can be converted into multiple units, we've got the expertise to make this happen. Here's what it's like to work with us. We'll take the time to understand your goals, help you find great investment opportunities, and eventually help you buy the right one. Need renovations? We can connect you to trusted contractors as you manage a project, and we'll be around to coach you along the way too. Once it's done, we can lease and manage the property for you too. Ready to get started? Just head over to this link here and let's chat.